Thor is one of the oldest and most powerful superheroes of all time. Even before he was a golden-haired Marvel icon, he was a legitimate Norse god for thousands of years, and people all over the world bowed down to him. In today's age of comics and the Marvel Cinematic Universe, though, there's no denying that Thor can do almost anything he wants. He can fight, he can fly, he's seemingly indestructible, and he's charming as hell. But how much of that is Thor, and how much is his trusty hammer, Mjolnir? And for that matter, what secrets is the hammer hiding? I'm Ben from What Culture, and here are 10 powers you didn't know Thor's hammer has. Number 10. It can travel through time. Whenever comics bring time travel into the mix, things tend to get tricky. Then again, Thor is a god that can work out the kinks of the space-time continuum, but the only thing is, the god of thunder can't time travel, but his hammer can. Part of Mjolnir's master plan for Thor to never leave him, the hammer allows Thor to travel through space and time, but only if it's being held in the Norse god's hand. Over the years, many villains have tricked Thor into getting rid of the hammer, knowing full well that every success they may have had can be erased by Thor simply by going back in time. Nonetheless, Mjolnir has survived and held on to its time travel powers throughout hundreds of issues of comics. Number 9. It summons the dead. A lot of people are afraid of zombies and or the consequences of raising the dead. Mjolnir isn't one of those people, or a person. It's a hammer. This power was first seen during one of the many times that Captain America died. Obviously, wanting Cap alive to help him fight the bad guys, Thor thought he would try to revive him, but the problem was that Thor had recently died as well. Oh dear. Enter Mjolnir, the trusty hammer that summoned Thor from the dead and then went and did the same thing for Captain America. The explanation for this power? As long as you swear an oath to Mjolnir, it will refuse to let you die, and that's nice. Number 8. It can create force fields. A lot of heroes create force fields. It's not really a big deal, but the difference with the force fields that Thor's hammer can generate, however, is immense. These concentrated energy bubbles are able to destroy entire galaxies if the conditions are just right. They can rearrange the molecules in just about anything. They can wipe out anything in their path, and they can utilize gravitational forces of planets to do almost anything imaginable. They're kind of legendary, and make Mjolnir a lot scarier than just a simple hammer with a handle. Number 7. It can detect a person, object, or illusion. Thor's hammer has the ability to snuff out anything that Thor wants it to, and it can guide Thor right to it like a flashing beacon. In the past, this ability has been used when Thor needs to find a person or object, but it's also been used for more cosmic things like getting rid of illusions. Illusions, Michael! A trick is something a whore does for money, after all. This power is particularly useful when you live in the Marvel universe, and people like Loki or Doctor Strange are always trying to trick you by setting up traps steeped in illusion. With a simple wave of Mjolnir, however, Thor can see right through any magic and then blast his way past it. Number 6. It can manipulate elements. Thor's hammer also has the ability to manipulate the elements of Earth, and it doesn't always make sense, but is insanely cool when it happens, so there. There's a few reasons why Mjolnir having this power is useful, and the most common one on display in the Marvel Cinematic Universe is when Thor smashes his hammer into the ground and summons all sorts of insane weather to do his bidding. Throw some lightning, wind, and rain at an enemy, not to mention the fact that the hammer can literally reconstitute the shape of the ground and cause people to be swallowed up into the earth, and what you have is an incredibly powerful tool that can't be beat. Number 5. It works as a movie projector. Aside from never having to invest in the newest 4K TV to stream Netflix, this power is actually rather useful in terms of Thor's superhero duties in the Marvel universe. Mjolnir has always been known to use its projection capabilities to deliver messages to Thor or to show live streams of his home planet, Asgard, when he needs to make tactical plans. It's a power that's been seen in the comics as well as the cartoons, and even though we don't fully understand where the light comes out of, magic is a simple enough explanation that we're willing to accept. Number 4. It's a really fancy Google Translate. Whether he's roaming without an international data plan, his mobile phone battery dies, or he's just in the middle of an unknown solar system without his phone, Mjolnir has the ability to become Google Translate at Thor's convenience. Considering all the intergalactic dwelling creatures that speak various languages, even a god like Thor can't keep track of everything. That's why this power, called the Allspeak, is so important. It allows Thor to be a diplomatic leader, understanding and communicating with all, and browse dank memes on Imgur, probably. Number 3. It can purge toxins from its user. Since Thor doesn't have the rapid metabolism of Captain America or the constant regeneration factor of Wolverine, a little thing like poison can actually affect the Norse god in quite a big way. This power of Thor's hammer works by drawing toxins out of the holder's body, thus purging Thor from anything that may be harmful to him. This has come in handy for him a number of times over the years, but where it hasn't helped out is in the case of Jane Foster's Thor. Since the hammer counts radiation as toxins and Jane Foster suffers from cancer and needs radiation therapy, each time she wields the hammer, her treatment goes right out the window and into Mjolnir, which is that's just some dark stuff, isn't it? Number 2. It can give others lightning superpowers. The little hammer that could, Mjolnir, is so powerful that it can literally do its creator's job and invent new superheroes. In a sense. This power to create new powers started when, in a storyline from Invaders number 33, Hitler wanted Thor to kill Stalin. The only problem was that Union Jack, the UK's equivalent to Captain America, not to be confused with Captain Britain, or is he? I don't know, was for some reason pretending to be Stalin, so he got killed by Thor instead. Once Thor realized he'd killed Union Jack by mistake, he used his hammer to reverse his lightning death strike, which acted as a catalyst to give Union Jack the brand new superpower of being able to control lightning. Wow, that's cool! Number 1. It keeps Thor immortal. Take away Mjolnir and Thor is nothing but a really buff guy with gorgeous flowing blonde hair, which sounds a lot like me, actually. Yeah, that's right. Hooey. Originally, back when Thor had a human alter ego named Donald Blake, which is dorky as hell, if he wasn't holding his hammer, he would almost instantly turn mortal. This helped with the stakes of the comics and answered the age-old Superman conundrum. Where's the danger if no one can kill this guy? As it turns out, the answer was simple. Thor can be killed if Mjolnir isn't with him because it's the hammer that bestows its user with immortality. That's where it becomes incredibly useful that the hammer can always return to Thor if he summons it, even if it's somewhere across the universe. And that's our list. Make sure you subscribe to the What Culture Comics YouTube channel for more lists like this, and don't forget to visit whatculture.com for daily news and articles. I'm Ben from What Culture, and thanks for watching.